Welcome to literary and jury charge practice. Let's start out with this. It's called an abbreviation review, and you may or may not brief some of the words in here, but either way you can brief them or write them out. It's good. It's definitely good practice. Okay, ready? Here we go. Water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees centigrade. I did not feel that I was injured. A lengthy examination is required. The doctor hospitalizes those cases. Was there an emergency? He had a high level of alcohol in his blood. He is injuring his prospects for the future. We collected emergency relief funds for the hospital. His liver problems resulted from alcohol. He took a medical history. Try to schedule the physicals. We had 14 emergencies last night. The surgeons are aware of the risk. Alcoholism must be taken seriously. Can you tell the extent of the injuries? Her physical condition is good. Did you talk to the surgeon at the hospital about the injury? The surgeon said the patient's release would be conditional upon the severity of his injuries. They built a new surgical wing. The autopsy revealed undiagnosed injuries. The surgery will be on Friday unless his condition improves. I ordered an alcoholic beverage. Take the patient to the ambulance entrance. The ambulance driver was an alcoholic. Did he examine the wound in the abdomen? The instrument was cleansed with alcohol. The physician was in rebuttal examination. What is his medical condition? She did not succumb to alcoholism. Now this is called an accident investigation. Ready? Here we go. I was assigned to the accident in question on March 17. When I got to the place where it had happened, I noticed skid marks that extended for some distance and then I saw what happened to be gouge marks. I noticed that the gouge marks were approximately 315 feet away from the curb, and at the curb itself. We measured them at the time, but I don't recall their length or anything. They appeared to be very fresh, and they were over toward the right hand side of the street. In other words, it would be in the area that would be traveled by traffic that was going west. The gouge marks at the curb were actually areas where small pieces of concrete had been gouged out of the top portion of the curb. All right, now let's try a bit of our jury charge. The jury charge we've been working on. Again, this is called Rules of Evidence. The subject of this jury charge, Rules of Evidence. Ready? Here we go. A physician may be permitted, as was done in this case, to testify concerning statements made to him by a patient in connection with his effort to learn the patient's history and condition for the purpose of diagnosis and treatment. Such evidence is received and may be considered for only the limited purpose of showing the information upon which the physician based his opinions. The statements so repeated by him may not be regarded as evidence of their own truth, the reason being, as I think I explained, that the witness at the time he made those statements to the physician was not under oath or available for cross-examination by the other side. All right, let's get back to our accident investigation. Ready? Here we go. It is my opinion that these gouge marks were caused by areas where the vehicle struck the surface of the roadway and then hit the curb. The vehicle was totally demolished. The front of the vehicle had taken a very large impact, a very strong impact. It appeared as if the vehicle had gone off the cliff on its nose and then rolled over on its top. The top of the vehicle was totally demolished. The final impact, I believe, was in the area of about 100 feet from the base of the cliff, and then the vehicle struck and flipped over from there. So it was approximately 100 or 120 feet. The car was going at a very high rate of speed. As I recall, the vehicle did not touch the ground or the dirt area or make any tire prints within that area, which was a distance of approximately 20 feet before going over the cliff. The fact that it went through a secure barrier made of steel cable and posts would also indicate that it was going at a very high rate of speed before it went off the road. It is my opinion that the excessive speed was the primary cause of this accident and the resulting damages. All right, try a little more jury charge material. Again, the subject of our jury charge is rules of evidence. Here we go. The rules of evidence ordinarily do not permit the opinion of a witness to be received as evidence. An exception to this rule exists in the case of expert witnesses. A person who, by education, study, and experience, has become an expert in any art, science, or profession, and who is called as a witness may give his opinion as to any such matter in which he is versed and which is material to the case. You should consider such expert opinion and should weigh the reasons given for it. You are not bound, however, by such opinions. Give them the weight to which you deem them entitled, whether that be great or slight, and you may reject such opinions if, in your judgment, the reasons given for them or for any of them are unsound. All right, now let's try this short paragraph, and it is called an abbreviation review. And again, you may brief some of these words, you may not. All right, ready? Here we go. We are thinking of situating outside of the United States. It was an unusual situation for women to work outside the home. Those ceremonies are part of the presidential duties. The property is situated in the township of Washington. Linda was named Woman of the Year. The president will call the meeting to order. That woman is known to be a great reporter. We need to size up the situation. The head of the company was a woman. The farm is situated 5 miles out of town. He made a good president. That woman is the agent for the company. The President of the United States lives in the White House. There are a number of women in key positions in the agency. We were invited to the presidential dinner. The women went out to see a movie. How many United States presidents have there been? Where will the new plant be situated? The women founded the club. right, that will conclude our literary and jury charge practice.